Hello everyone. Welcome back to my channel, General Hospital Diaries. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please subscribe and keep watching for more detailed videos. Today at General Hospital, Laura faces a new challenge from a city councilman. Drew holds his press conference and Portia reviews Drew's medical file. Kai and Trina arrive at the hospital. Kai is out of his sling and admits he's feeling anxious about the press conference, worried about letting Drew down. Trina reassures him, telling him he'll do great and shouldn't stress over Drew's expectations. Jordan and Curtis arrive, and Jordan still can't believe Curtis is giving Drew media coverage. Curtis tells Jordan he's playing the long game, letting Drew think he has the upper hand. Jordan warns that Drew will continue to blame him for everything he's lost. Curtis understands but believes Drew's overconfidence will eventually lead him to make a critical mistake. In Portia's office, Drew gives her last-minute instructions on how to introduce him, emphasizing that this event is about the kids. Portia reminds him she has fulfilled all his requests, so he should take the win. Drew reminds her that he's the reason she hasn't faced consequences for past mistakes, urging her to stop seeing him as an adversary. As he exits, Portia turns her attention back to a file on Drew. Kai and Trina meet with Jordan and Curtis before Drew arrives. Jordan checks in on Portia while Drew gives Kai a confidence boost. Drew asks Kai about his future plans and suggests he consider using his natural charisma in politics. Meanwhile, Trina confides in Curtis that Kai has faith in Drew, though she knows better. She wonders if she should have warned him. Councilman Ezra Boyle arrives, greeting Drew and expressing excitement for Port Charles. When Curtis notices them together, he tells Trina he knows exactly how to handle Drew. Curtis approaches Drew, Ezra, and Kai, asking for a moment with Kai. As they step aside, Ezra commends Drew on choosing Kai as a spokesperson and laments the situation with the Esplanade. Ezra believes Laura's ties to Sonny played a role in the project's failure. Curtis warns Kai that Drew isn't who he appears to be. He cautions that Drew will promise anything to get what he wants but may not follow through. He advises Kai to stay alert and focus on the positive aspects of the sports initiative rather than getting caught up in Drew's agenda. Jordan visits Portia's office, finding her still engrossed in Drew's file. Jordan is surprised Portia didn't delegate the press conference to Terry, but Portia insists it's beneficial for the hospital and that Curtis supports her decision. At the press conference location, Portia notices Curtis speaking with Kai and asks Trina about it. Trina explains that Curtis is giving Kai a reality check about Drew. The press conference happens off-screen. Drew compliments Kai on a job well done, while Curtis acknowledges Kai's potential to Trina. Meanwhile, Ezra praises Portia, calling the event a win for both the hospital and Port Charles. In her room, Carly wakes up from a nightmare about the poisoning, calling out Jack's name. Lucas stands in the doorway and dryly responds, "No such luck, just me, your baby brother." Lucas expresses frustration that Carly hasn't listened to those warning her about Brennan. Carly insists Jack isn't to blame, Valentin is. Carly recounts hearing everything from Felicia last night. She explains that Jack is a charming man and she was interested in seeing where things would go. Everything was fine, until it wasn't. Lucas wants Carly to be happy but suggests she date someone safer, like a dentist. He warns that Brennan isn't good for her and that many people depend on her. At Drew's house, Willow tells Nina that she and Drew have talked things through, and she sees no reason not to move in. Willow asks Nina to trust her judgment. She plans to inform Michael, but they can't wait in limbo indefinitely. Nina, however, warns that moving in with Drew could cost her children. Nina argues that Michael has undergone a major life change and won't return with the same outlook. Willow, however, remains confident that Michael won't fight for custody, and she believes Drew would never let him take the kids. She leaves for a school conference, assuring Nina that everything will be fine. At Alexa's office, Christina brings her mother coffee and notices something is bothering her. Alexis reveals that Valentin wants her to represent him in his legal case, but she refuses due to his involvement in Carly's poisoning, albeit accidental. Christina asks if he doesn't already have a lawyer. Alexis confirms he does, but Martin is a different story. Ava arrives unexpectedly, hesitating upon seeing Christina. She offers to return later, but Alexis invites her to speak. Ava explains she needs legal advice. Christina refuses to leave, and Alexis reminds Ava she divorce settlement, requesting a loan from the estate, promising to repay it with interest. Christina firmly refuses, reminding Ava of past actions. Ava insists it was an accident and that Christina tripped. She pleads that the IRS will seize her properties if she doesn't pay her back taxes. Alexis declines, prioritizing Christina's well-being. Ava warns that indulging Christina's anger isn't helping her. Alexis remains firm and Ava storms out. At the PCPD, Jason visits Valentin, demanding information about Jack Brennan. Valentin describes Jack as a career loyalist, once a key figure in the WSB, even if he appears to be in a lesser role now. He suggests Jack's presence in Port Charles is a cover and hints that many people want him gone. Last night, Jack tried to eliminate Valentin. Not for the WSB, but over Carly. Jason absorbs the intel, but Valentin warns that Jack always gets what he wants. And right now, he wants Carly. Jason realizes this aligns with Valentin's interests, but Valentin urges him to think about Carly's safety. Later, Alexis visits Valentin, assuming he wants legal representation. Valentin acknowledges her skills but tells her not even she can help him in this situation. Instead, he has another task for her. At her place, Lucky surprises Liz with donuts. He questions why she didn't wake him up last night when he fell asleep on her couch. She jokes that patients should never be disturbed. Lucky complains about a sore neck from the couch. Liz massages it and suggests he sleep upstairs next time. Lucky is pleased to hear there will be a next time. He assures her his feelings are real and won't change. Liz reciprocates and they kiss. Liz leaves for work while Lucky offers to fix her freezer. After Liz leaves, Lucky gets a text from Christina asking to meet immediately. She arrives soon after, explaining she lost her key to Charlie's back door. Lucky lends her his key and senses something is wrong. Christina reveals that her father is facing heart surgery, which prompted him to settle the custody case with Ava. However, she believes Ava isn't fit to raise her daughter. Lucky advises her to consider what her daughter would have wanted: peace, not hatred. Christina struggles with letting go but knows she should try. At the hospital, Liz asks Lucas about Miami. Lucas recounts meeting Marco, possibly the man of his dreams, though he embarrassed himself by getting sick. Marco lives in Miami, making another encounter unlikely. Liz jokes, if only there were ways to stay in touch or travel long distances. She also informs Lucas that his aunt has been looking for him. Portia returns to her office and resumes reviewing Drew's file. Ava arrives, having caught the end of the press conference, and expresses concern over Drew's use of Kai. Portia admits she felt uneasy watching Drew present Kai to the media. Ava warns Portia to be cautious, reminding her that Drew believes he holds all the power. Portia cryptically responds, or so he thinks. Ava advises her to tread carefully to avoid losing everything, as Trina would blame herself if Portia's past were exposed. Drew then enters, thanking Portia for her support. After he leaves, Ava notes how confident he seems. The camera lingers on Drew's file on Portia's desk. Trina tells Kai he was fantastic. Kai shares that Curtis warned him about Drew. Trina teases that Kai might have a future in politics. They kiss. Ezra comments to Jordan that Laura should have attended. Curtis interrupts to speak with Jordan and Ezra departs. Jordan thanks Curtis for the save, noting Ezra seems to have it out for Laura. Jason visits Carly, warning her to stay away from Brennan for her own safety. At Drew's house, Naina lets herself in with Willow's spare key. She searches the safe, finding a stash of cash and confidential files. Christina dropped by Alexis' office and learned that Valentin was back and he needed a lawyer. Alexis wasn't sure she was skilled enough to get her international fugitive cousin released from custody, especially after the accusations against him regarding Carly. However, Alexis planned to do her best. Even Valentin deserves representation, she said. Just then, Ava stormed in, clearly ready to talk, but when she saw Christina there she hesitated. She tried to get Christina to leave, but Christina refused. Ava then once again requested financial help from the Casadine estate. Before Alexis could even respond, Christina firmly told Ava she couldn't have a dime. Ava sighed and reiterated that she deeply regretted what happened the day Christina fell out the window, but reminded her that a jury had found her not guilty of any wrongdoing. Alexis intervened, urging both women to calm down, and then asked Ava to leave. Before exiting, Ava gave a final remark. "I understand your need to protect your daughter, but reinforcing Christina's misplaced anger isn't helping her heal. She is not being rational, and you know that." Was brought into the PCPD interrogation room in restraints to meet Jason, who was already waiting on the other side of the table. "Are you planning something bold here, meeting me at the station?" Valentin quipped. Ready to cut to the chase, Jason stated that he was there to gather intel on Jack Brennan. He needed Valentin to talk. "In all the years I've known him, I've never seen him vulnerable or scared until last night," Valentin admitted. He then proposed a deal. He would reveal everything he knew about Jack if Jason would break him out of jail. "That's not happening, but I might consider doing you a favor down the line," Jason responded. Valentin acknowledged that Jason had already done him a favor by ensuring Charlotte's safety. He then confided that he believed Jack was more than just a station chief. He suspected Jack was still the head of the WSB. "Lowly station chiefs don't order major operations across continents," Valentin stated. "He wasn't after me on behalf of the Bureau. He had personal motives, and Carly was involved." Jason took in the information and prepared to leave, but Valentin had more to say. "Jack gets what he wants, Jason. If he wants Carly, he'll find a way. He has resources and he will use them, unless you stop him." After Jason left, Alexis arrived. "I take it you need legal representation?" she asked. "You're an excellent lawyer, but even you might not be able to fix this," Valentin admitted. However, there was something else he needed Alexis to handle. Meanwhile, Carly stirred in her hospital bed, haunted by a nightmare about the incident. When she awoke, she found a somber Lucas standing at the door. He had brought her a bag of clothes, noting that she had been admitted in only a bathrobe. Carly insisted that the real issue was Valentin, not Jack. "I wasn't even the intended target," she said. Lucas, however, remained skeptical. "You were with him, and shortly after, you nearly lost your life," he pointed out. Carly refused to accept that Jack had any involvement. "I'm not blaming him for what Valentin did. Jack is not the problem, Valentin is." Hearing that Valentin was in custody reassured Carly. "Good. Problem solved," she declared, but Lucas strongly disagreed. "I want to see you happy more than anything, but is it too much to ask that you stay away from people who put your life in danger?" he asked. Carly shifted the focus to Lucas, asking why he seemed tense. He admitted he had overindulged the night before and was now paying the price with a terrible hangover. He quickly redirected the conversation back to Jack. "Risking your life for this relationship is not an option. A lot of people care about you, and I'm one of them," Lucas said. Later, as Carly rested alone, Jason arrived with a stern warning. "You and Brennan are done. You can't go near him again. Your life depends on it." In Portia's office, Drew was giving her instructions on how to introduce him at the upcoming press conference. Portia didn't appreciate being micromanaged, but Drew brushed it off, insisting he wasn't trying to be difficult. He wanted to make sure things went smoothly, while Portia simply wished he would trust her expertise. After Drew left, Portia studied a file with his name on it. Jordan interrupted her thoughts, informing her that Kai and Trina had arrived, and the press conference was about to begin. Jordan was surprised that Portia still intended to be there given everything that had happened with Drew, but Portia assured her she had things under control. At GH, Trina noticed that Kai was no longer wearing his sling. Kai admitted he was nervous about Drew's press event, but Trina reassured him, telling him he was going to be great and didn't need to impress Drew. Kai was just grateful for the opportunity to make a difference. Curtis explained to Jordan that he was covering the event for the right reasons, but he had his own motives too. "Why not let Drew think he's won?" he asked with a smirk. Jordan warned him not to underestimate Drew. Curtis knew he needed to stay cautious and was waiting for Drew to slip up. At the nurse's station, Drew pulled Kai aside to talk, while Trina voiced her concerns to Curtis. She believed Kai was too trusting of Drew, but Kai saw it as an opportunity. Shortly after, Councilman Ezra Boyle arrived, eager to collaborate with Drew, particularly regarding the Esplanade project. Curtis later pulled Kai aside with a warning. Drew will say anything to get what he wants, but he doesn't always follow through. Be careful, he advised. Kai nodded, assuring Curtis he would be mindful. After the press conference, Drew praised Kai, calling him a natural. However, Kai had started to feel uncertain about Drew's true intentions. Back in Portia's office, Ava stopped by, impressed by Portia's composure at the event. Portia, however, was frustrated that Drew was using Kai for his own gain. She couldn't even warn Trina about what was really happening. Because Drew has you where he wants you, Ava noted. Or so he thinks, Portia countered. Ava warned Portia to be strategic. If she made the wrong move, she could lose everything. Before their conversation could continue, Drew entered, thanking Portia in a polite but calculated manner. Meanwhile, Nina visited Drew's house to see Willow, eager to show her real estate listings. However, Willow had a different plan. I don't need a new house. This one is perfect for the kids, she stated. Willow was convinced that moving in with Drew was inevitable and believed Michael wouldn't stand in her way. Nina, however, wasn't so sure. If you do this, you could force Michael's hand. You risk losing your children, Nina warned. Willow dismissed the concern, believing Drew's influence would help her maintain custody. After Nina left, she secretly returned with a spare key Willow had given her. She broke into Drew's safe, uncovering a stack of cash and confidential documents. Elsewhere, Elizabeth was startled to find Lucky missing from the couch where he had slept the night before. He soon returned with breakfast from Eckert's. Noticing his discomfort from the couch, Liz offered to give him a neck massage, which he thoroughly enjoyed. Maybe next time you should sleep upstairs, she suggested. Lucky appeared intrigued. What I feel for you is real, and that's never going to change, he admitted. Liz smiled, reciprocating the sentiment. After Liz left for work, Christina messaged Lucky, requesting to see him urgently. When she arrived, Lucky handed her the spare key to Charlie's. He sensed she was troubled, and Christina confided that Sonny had a heart condition. However, her frustration with Ava resurfaced. She was upset that Sonny had settled the custody suit outside of court. Now Ava can't even support her daughter financially, she vented. As Christina ranted, Lucky gently intervened. Would Adela want you to carry this anger, or would she want you to find peace? He asked. Christina hesitated before admitting, I want to find peace. Then let it go. Not for Ava, for yourself, Lucky advised. In the upcoming episode of General Hospital, viewers can anticipate intense drama as Drew Quartermain's manipulative actions raise concerns among Port Charles residents. A sneak peek video reveals that Drew's behavior has become increasingly alarming, particularly in his interactions with Willow Tate, who appears to be under his influence. Drew being overly intense, Nina feeling desperate, and Willow living in a fantasy world. Nina thought she was finally making progress with her daughter when Willow agreed to think about not moving in with Drew and letting Nina buy her a house. But after seeing that crooked congressman verbally attacking Tracy, Nina couldn't resist rushing to her man's defense. Now she's more eager than ever to move in with him. Nina has to act quickly when Willow shares her big decision. She pleads with Willow to reconsider, warning her that she risks losing her children if she goes through with it. However, Willow seems completely under Drew's strange influence and isn't thinking things through at all. Meanwhile, now that Drew has received something from Portia, he's asking for more. Curtis is also determined to stop Drew, warning Kai not to trust Congressman Cutthroat, as he will turn on you the moment you least expect it. Two rogue WSB agents are in conflict as Carly's team tries to figure out which one is more responsible for her poisoning with polonium. Sonny points the finger at Valentin, as does Carly. But others suspect Jack. Felicia has already given Carly a stern warning about the dangers of being married to a WSB agent, though neither of them realizes Carly's daughter is now in spy school, preparing for a career as one. Now Lucas is trying to convince Carly that Jack is in trouble. Still, Carly insists it's Valentin who's at fault. Jason agrees that Jack is the one to blame and believes Valentin could be the key to exposing him. He visits Valentin in the interrogation room, but insists on taking the other chair, needing to feel in control. Willow's loved ones are deeply troubled by her apparent delusion and vulnerability. Nina Reeves, Willow's biological mother, is especially concerned and is determined to protect her daughter from Drew's schemes. Nina's apprehensions are shared by others who fear that Drew's intentions toward Willow are far from genuine. Nina warns Willow about the dangers of associating with Drew, urging her to see through his facade. However, Willow's current state of mind makes it challenging for her to discern the truth, leading to a strained mother-daughter relationship. The episode promises to explore the complexities of familial bonds and the lengths to which loved ones will go to protect each other. Jason wants Valentine to reveal everything he knows about Jack, determined to save Carly from a man he doesn't trust. Does Valentine hold the answers Jason needs, or is he chasing the wrong lead? Meanwhile, Drew continues to manipulate those around him, further entrenching himself in Port Charles' power dynamics. His actions have not gone unnoticed, and several characters are beginning to question his motives. The upcoming episode is set to deliver high-stakes drama as alliances are tested and the battle to save Willow intensifies. Come back to our channel for all your updates. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to my channel.